I'm gonna probably upset some of my CRA colleagues even with this statement, but I've said it before, and I've said it when I was in Miami Beach, and I've said it in other cities, and when I worked for Miami Beach, I was there at the very lowest low point in city-county relations in general, and especially between the city of Miami Beach and Miami-Dade County. Multiple Chapter 164 mediations, lawsuit threat, a lot of really bad relations. And we got through it. But as we got through it and we learned and we grew from the experience that we've had in this field, you know, there were some simple things that we could have done as a CRA. And I'm not saying that putting a county commissioner on the board is one of them, but there were simple things. And where CRAs have gotten in trouble up to this point is a CRA, while it is the North Miami CRA and it is the Miami Beach CRA, it is funded 1/3 by the county. It is a partnership with the county and is using those county funds. And so there is, the problem that's happened is that, and we were guilty of it in Miami Beach, probably to a greater extent than any other CRA, in not treating that as a partnership. And if we had done more of
But
that.
that's why we present our package to them.
Right.
And that's when they get involved in the negotiating process. When we get our, hold on 1 second. We've been spending, over 6 months on this. We've been doing workshops, talking to the citizens, and I think the input of the citizens, the residents of the city of North Miami, is much more important to me than do the county commissioners.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's why we take time, we go to the city residents, we do workshops, and we educate them, we inform them of the data that we have gathered over the months, and then we put the package together, we vote on it, and then we present it to the county.
Yes.
But if the
And
county
then we
doesn't,
put it to the yeah, but that's when they decide. That's when the county commissioners get the opportunity to put whatever input they have, but not at our level. This is this is us.
That's right, and that decision that is a policy decision for this board as it relates to a county commissioner being or not being on the board.
Well, it's two. It's not one. But I would have to support the mayor. I don't know how I would feel where we get two county commissioners coming. I mean, either we could do it or we don't have a CRA. But if we have to get two county commissioners in order for us to get our stuff together, I mean, to me, it's a totally. I mean, Miami Beach, in terms of demographic, the amount of folks, I can understand what's going on. But this is North Miami here we talking about. So you're requesting two county commissioners, or we have 4 county commissioners representing us. So how do you get into selecting? You know, so it's the whole thing. I do have to agree with the mayor of even allowing. But like you said, I think it's a policy decision. And if we have to make do we make it, or do they impose?
No, we would
At
have to
one
make
point.
it.
Well, no, I mean, they could politically, like
but
Councilman Galvin is saying.
if they want it from us, and we don't want to allow county commissioners on this board, they can say, fine, then you don't get a renewal on your CRA, goodbye. So
Then
the
I think-
gorilla is in the room. We know they're gonna want it.
Yeah, but
My
what
opinion-
is the logical reasoning? I mean, is okay. Whatever two commissioners. Well, we know. We do have 2 commissioners, by the way, on the commission.
We have 4. Aren't you too?
Yeah.
You got Edmondson
Yeah.
and-
We have
and-
4.
And Jordan.
So whoever that would be selected or elected, I don't know, to come to this body as members, so they would be voting downtown as well.
No, they'd be
So
sitting
so
here
the
in
same
these
decision
meetings.
that they take here, they would take the same decision down. They would be
Yeah,
Right.
like we
voting
do
twice.
As the board, I guess.
No, as the Miami Beach CRA, when they convene as the CRA, Commissioner Barrero is at Miami Beach City Hall, sitting in chambers with them as a body.
as a voting member.
Yes.
So we'll have to get 2 commissioners here as a voting member.
I just threw out 2 because it creates an
No, it
odd
has to be
number.
2.
Right,
Yes,
right.
it has to be
So
2. It can't
That's
be
why I said
6.
2. How they decide who the 2 is, I don't care. I know they're going to want it, so why not have those conversations simultaneously? Conversations, just see.
But if
If
they
not,
want
I'll
it,
just
we
pick up the
don't want
phone
it.
and I'll call myself. Like,
I can see
Councilman
them being
Galvin.
part of the CRA advisory board.
Yeah, if they
can be
want it
some
and we
advisors.
don't want
wanna-
it, so
they
how does
wanna
it
be
go?
part of
They wanna be
this
part of-
board.
Let them be part of the CRA advisory
No,
board.
they want to be part of this board.
It has come from a lot of exposure. If you look back about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, kind of from December to February, there was a lot of noise out there, mainly coming out of Broward County, but a little bit in Dade County, about CRAs and lack of accountability and a lot of things. And that's where this has come from, is this accusation towards county commissioners and that they're not, that CRAs are not accountable to the public that funds them. That's where it's come from. That by having county money as part of a CRA, that a CRA should be accountable through an elected official to their constituents. That's the logic behind it, at least, and where it's come from.
But they
in
approve the
past.
package anyway.
Right.
They can either approve it or reject it. They do have that
Yeah.
opportunity.
I mean, I think it's straightforward. Either they want it or they don't. And if that's a political thing that they don't want to do because we would not allow them on there, I think that'll be up to them to make that decision. But, that's just my opinion.
I just think it's short-sighted, knowing that we know that that's something they're going to be very interested in, that we don't have those conversations. If we want to give Kevin the directions, don't even bring this up, fine.
No,
But
no.
I'll
Let him
remind you
talk.
of this when they're shutting us down in a couple of months because we refuse to
Yeah,
entertain
but they have
that
not made that
prospect.
request. No,
you're saying
to
that
be
they
honest
are.
with you,
And
this is the
Mr.
first
Mayor,
time that I've actually heard this.
Right, and I can understand that it's the
Yeah.
first time you've heard it,
The
but
very first time.
here's my old man gray hair talking. That's what they're going to want. So I've heard from county commissioners directly.
Wow.
Mr.
Excuse me, Chairman.
Mr.
I
Mayor.
have to say, Commissioner Bien-Aimé arrived at 6:27.
Board member, yeah.
Board member, sorry.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mayor, and I
Commissioner.
talked to some members of the commission at the county, and this never been brought to my attention. That means it's not just one person say something. We have about 13 members of the county commission, and I think we, the city, have to make the decision to present the plan to the county. If the county vote on it, then we can review the proposal and make a decision. I don't think just one person talking to someone, tell them this is what I need, and now we have to just unofficially come up here and make decisions, say, okay, go and talk to them about that. Let them officially say this is what they want, then we can decide. I think that's what we should do. That's my proposal.
I can tell you
Mr.
that
Mayor.
historically in Miami Beach, prior to the extension last year, when we did a CRA plan update in 2002, the county made that request as part of the approval of that CRA plan, the new plan. The county made the request to place a county commissioner on the CRA board, and the city commission at the time rejected that request. The county was still objecting to one other element of the plan, but the county approved the plan.
But you're talking
But
about
it was a
one
request
CRA, but we
from-
have multiple CRA
Right, I
in the
think
county where you don't have a commissioner sitting on the board, right?
Right, there's just that one, I guess what we don't know yet is it is one of the elements of the Miami Beach extension, and we were told to look at the Miami Beach extension as
Oh, right.
the template
Oh,
for this extension.
Well, as a body, I don't think that we should. You can just go around and loosely asking questions, asking the city, the county, to make those kind of decisions, bypassing us. I mean, we are an authority, on our own. I mean, we were elected by the people of the city of North Miami. And as the chairman of this body, I have not received any formal invitation, so I am not going to allow that to happen without a policy decision being taken.
But, okay, let's take a vote then, because not one person can say they give direction that it doesn't happen. So if the body wants to give a direction, I'll make a motion that we ask the county whether or not adding a commissioner to this board would improve our chances to extend our CRA, that we would ask that question. That's my motion.
I need a second.
Motion fails.
Motion fails.
But mark my words.
then we won't have a CRA.
Okay, are we done with the presentation?
Do we have any further questions?
Well, I don't know if we got anything accomplished.
Do we have any direction?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What would the direction? Yeah, you
We
know
need
what I.
another
They
presentation.
know what
Right.
I want, so that's fine. I want a proposal with the boundary, without the boundary.
We will continue meeting with the county and meeting with the county staff and narrow down and tune, hone in on this
Hey,
conversation we had today.
Here's what my only question. What if you come back after in meeting with the county and you said the county like option one and that's where they're going towards? So your choice, Mr. Councilman, is you have to vote for option one. So I thought the direction was which one that we were gonna go and present to the county as being North Miami, that's more beneficial to us as a body versus now you're just talking to the county. So are you talking to the county presenting what we just saw today? Or are we selecting something to present to the county?
The input that I have, and from my perspective in all of my discussions with the county, is that they're not gonna tell us which one they prefer.
Okay.
They're looking for North Miami to tell them which one they prefer, provided that, again, it meets that direction that we were given, which is tell us what you're gonna do, tell us how much it's gonna cost, and return the balance to the taxing authority. Both of those options do that. It's more of a policy decision here in which one that you prefer. What we can do is when we come, and that is a interlocal agreement element. That is not CRA plan itself. The CRA plan, the goals, the initiatives, and the projects that are in your CRA plan remain the same regardless of which option you pick. It's a plan that needs to be implemented.
Yeah, but
The terms of the interlocal will determine how that plan gets funded. But the plan itself is itself not affected, other than, there will be a section that talks about how it's funded, but in terms of implementation and what the CRA is going to do, that won't change based on which option you do. We can go back, if you like, and have one more request to the county just to clarify that they don't have a preference, or to find out if they do. And we can bring you the CRA plan itself for approval, and then we can bring you the two full options to pick from for the terms of the interlocal agreement.
That's what, I think, because you said possibly next month we have to see if we can forward that package to the county. Why don't we, at our next meeting, you present the full comprehensive plan of two choices, and then we pick one.
We'll do that, and we'll work up a schedule where we get you the backup for that well in advance, so you have time to review it.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
I have a quick question. Is it Solemia is a part of the negotiation?
I did ask the question.
Well, if and it wasn't very clear, if the no boundary is the one that we're moving forward, where the city would, in my opinion, will get more, then they will have to make a modification.
You mean with Solemia being part of the CRA?
No,
I'm talking
being,
about-
being
No,
car-
it's not be a part of the CRA, be a part of the negotiation
Oh, I
for
don't
the
know about that.
approval, because the same way Councilman
Oh, I don't know
Scott
about
Galvin said, the county want this, want that. I heard before, it's like some people from the county said, if you don't give Solemia some money, I won't approve your CRA.
Oh, I
Are
don't know
they
about
part of
that.
the negotiation?
No, I didn't hear about that. Well, my proposal my preference is the boundary modification, where it will, not only will get the best from North Miami, but no one could come and ask us for anything. If they do, they could go and deal with the county directly. That's my preference.
That's, I don't think that's not really part of the picture.
Oh,
It's if-
really?
No.
I was told it
mean,
was.
Well, it is, but if Solemia
We didn't
is
wanna
in,
talk
if
about that.
Solemia is in the CRA, then we're gonna deal with those TIFs.
Yes.
Then next step is, will they want to come back and get some of that money? So-
Yes,
so
but,
that's not-
but what I was told, with the modification,
Mhm.
that's gone.
I don't know, but I don't think we have enough information.
That's what I was
Um,
told.
I don't, what we're looking at, what Councilman DeSilme is looking at, what I'm looking at, we don't have those numbers. And I don't know how our director and staff is going forward, because what you've got there is not what we're looking at, some of us.
Oh,
I don't,
interesting.
I don't really know, but I don't know what you're
Well,
going to the county
What I
with.
would recommend before our next meeting, before you present the two final versions, if you can have, if you can have separate meetings with each of us, along with, well, again, we can, do it again. So we can, that the I's and cross the T's, and before we even come here. so
Well,
we
one thing
can-
we'll be doing the next couple of
Okay.
days is taking the more detail behind these numbers that answers those questions and forwarding those to you to review, and then we can have a follow-up conversations as necessary
Okay,
over those numbers.
all right, thank you very much. CRA attorney reports, do you have any report?
No, I just had a couple comments on the discussion, Mr. Chairman. At the next meeting, it's the intent of staff and legal to bring forth a resolution to approve the amended
happen.
plan. Please, to approve the amended plan in order to maintain the timeline to get this approved by the county. My understanding from the presentation tonight from Mr. Crowder, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, is there's basically two options with respect to the plan financing. That you can either maintain the same boundaries and reduce the TIF from 95% to 50, or change the boundaries and keep the TIF at 95% only on the west side. If those are the two options, I mean, we can present both those options, and you need to vote on one at some point. I mean, we've been going through this, for over, how many months now?
About
I
seven.
mean,
Seven?
you've been presented with a
Seven
plan
or eight?
that provides for the redevelopment of North Miami. It has a price tag on it of $150 million. And Mr. Crowder's told you how you get to that $150 million, and the county's not gonna let you spend more than $150. So-
We've gotten 3 different scenarios, and they're really not here before us. There's not 2. We were given 3. And we were also, keeping
Am I
certain things
correct,
at
are
a
there
level.
2 or 3
Well, at some points, there's been even more than 3.
Right.
at this point?
There was
and-
one
and-
where there was the base, and we had the increment where they were gonna keep, the CRA was gonna keep 10 going on up, and then we
Right.
had a base of 6 million, and then we were going to get everything over 10%, over 6 million.
Right.
So
there was-
that's not even, that went away like a few months ago, but it was a good plan.
Yes, Councilwoman, it's a good plan, but it's a lot more complicated
Okay?
plan that the two simpler versions, the 50% or the boundary modification, accomplish the same thing in a much simpler, easier way.
What about 70-30? I mean, don't we get a few, I mean, it's like 100 or 50, it's not like a 75-25? I mean,
You can play with the TIFs, and you can split the TIFs.
But
and
we're
have
not
different
doing that.
TIFs
We
for
were just
different
given-
areas.
we were given 100% tonight
So-
with a little chart with 50-50.
My understanding from the direction is that between now and the next meeting, Mr. Crowder and staff are going to create those different scenarios, meet with you, so that we have something to vote on at the next meeting.
Yeah.
If not, we can have another conversation at the next meeting, call a special meeting, but we're gonna run out of time eventually.
Those scenarios do already exist. They are in the backup behind the numbers that are in the presentation today. So it's just a matter of generating that additional document and getting that to you. You will see that breakdown. The scheduled February presentation for approval of the CRA plan is not until February 23rd. So we can get you that detail before the end of this week, and then have that conversation. Any of the questions that you have on that, you'll be able to, Councilwoman, I know what your questions are, and you've seen that I've got the information that can answer those. The numbers behind this, we will provide to you, answer any questions that you have, and I think that we've got plenty of time to still be here on February 23rd for the approval and the determination of which of the options is the preference of this board. We will have an additional conversation with the county to see once again, just to make sure that they do or don't have a preference
Okay.
on one or the two.
Thank you very
And I
much.
apologize, Mr. Chairman.
No, it's
Those- I
okay.
don't have any report. Those were just some comments.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Mr. Director, do you have anything to add?
No report, sir.
Okay.
We did have
I see public comment. We welcome public comment. No? All business, new business? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Adjourn at 7.